Hey guys, so if you've gotten this far in the wing tutorial videos, you're probably thinking about the feathers because it's really exciting, the feather aspect of it, because before the feathers you have this frame and it still kind of looks like a drying rack except a broken one, but then when you get the feathers it starts to look like wings, and that's pretty exciting. But before I post another tutorial, I have to post this video about feathers. And if you're actually going to make wings, I highly recommend that you actually watch this video. I'll make it as quick as possible. There's a couple things that you must know about feathers. The first thing you must know is that it's not going to be cheap. My wings cost me about $90 in feathers. That's a price I was willing to pay. But if it's not a price you're willing to pay, then you're not going to make very successful wings. The feathers I got are actual turkey feathers that were dyed white, and I got 2 pounds of feathers, a pound of turkey flats and a pound of turkey rounds. And that's what I used to make my wings. Now, where did I get my feathers? That's point number 2. My feathers came from a website called rainbowfeathers.com. Rainbow Feathers came highly recommended by people like Paper Cosplay and HCC Cosplay, so a lot of other cosplayers have used rainbow feathers, so that's where I went. The other option, well, there's 3 other options that I can think of for feathers besides rainbowfeathers.com. One is a different website. I haven't shopped around enough to know if there's a different website where you can buy feathers in bulk. Option number 2 is going out and killing a lot of birds and taking the feathers, but I don't think that's anything that anyone wants to do, or at least I hope not. And option number 3, other than living on a farm, is to go out and actually buy feathers at a store. There's a big problem with option number 3, and I'll talk about that later. So, but right now, point number 2 is just simply that I got my feathers at rainbowfeathers.com. And I want to talk about them before I go to reason 3 and why it's bad. Okay, rainbowfeathers.com, like I said, came highly recommended. However, they took a really long time. Now, I called them, they were very nice, you know, they tried to explain that they got a bad shipment of feathers, blah 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 blah, but the bottom line was that my feathers arrived 4 days before the convention that I was going to. They arrived on Monday, I was leaving for the convention on Thursday. They arrived in the afternoon on Monday, and I was leaving in the afternoon on Thursday, so essentially I had like 3 days to make my wings, well, to put my feathers on the wings. And that meant that before a convention where I knew I'd be staying up all night, I had to stay up all night. And that really wasn't cool. I understand that things happen, you know, I'm sure they actually did get a bad shipment of feathers. And like I said, they were very friendly, and overall the price, $90 is a lot, but that's how much you're going to pay for feathers. It really wasn't a bad price. And the feathers that did arrive were relatively clean, cleaner than I expected, and the white that they had been dyed was very nice, and, you know, everything else except the amount of time it took for them to get to me was very nice. But the amount of time that they took was a big problem. I ordered them about a month before my convention, and like I said, they got there 4 days before my convention, which really was not cool. Anyway, the thing that I want to talk about thirdly is that the internet is pretty much the only place where you're going to buy feathers, and there's a real simple reason for that. If you go to Joann's or Michael's or any craft store, I don't know what other craft stores are around, those are the 2 that are around me. If you go to any of those kinds of stores, they will sell you white feathers, real white feathers, but they're going to sell you a bag of 10, or a bag of 3. The long ones, the nice big feathers that I use on the bottom of the wing that are real important and real visible and draw the attention, yeah, they sell those sometimes 1 at a time, and you'll be lucky if you can get a pure white one. So, 2 pounds of feathers, which is what I ordered, is about 750 feathers, 300 of which are the small ones, and 300 of which are the big long ones. So to go out and buy 350 individual, really long feathers and 35 packs of 10 tiny feathers, that would have cost more than $90. It would have easily been over $100. Moreover, I don't think that craft stores have that many. I would have to go to these craft stores, every single one in the area around me, and buy every single feather they had in white. And a lot of times they sell feathers in mixed bags of crazy colors like pink and blue and orange. I don't want pink feathers, I want angel wings, you know, I want white feathers. And the long ones, forget it, they have black tips, or they're all black, or they're got crazy, bizarre things hanging off them. So really, if you want feathers in bulk, you have to just go online and pay the money for shipping, and, you know, $90 was actually the order with shipping and taxes and everything. So it's real, in hindsight, you know, comparing it to going out to every craft store in the area and buying every single white feather they had, $90 to have a box of what I wanted shipped to my door was very reasonable. Okay, thing number 4. I'm gonna harp on about time a little more. If you want to make these wings, you have to be willing to devote time. Making the frame and getting the feathers on there, all told, I worked on and off for a month. I didn't work every single day, but on and off for a month. And towards the end, it was every day. Like the last 2 weeks, I was working non-stop on these wings. Just, you know, staying up literally all night to try to get them done. And so if you don't have that amount of time, or you're not willing to devote that amount of time, then they're not going to get done. If you have 3 months until the convention you want to wear them at, you're in good shape, you know. Order your feathers now, let them arrive in a month or 2, and whatever, that's fine. And you can work slowly, you can work, you know, 1 or 2 days a week on them, but you do have to put in time, consistently, and a lot of time. So that's warning number 4. Warning number 5, and I think this is the last thing I'm going to say. This isn't easy. What I've shown you so far and what I'm going to show you, you know, it's definitely doable, but none of it's easy. So I encourage you to try to make them, and I encourage you to keep watching the tutorial videos and to keep asking me questions about how I did it and everything, but it's not going to be easy. No matter how many tutorial videos you watch. One more thing I should talk about, and this is important, so just hang with me for a couple seconds more. I need to talk about the amount of feathers I bought. Like I said, I bought 2 pounds of feathers. 1 pound was those little tiny fluffy feathers, they go on the top, and the other pound was the nice long sweeping feathers that are on the ends and, you know, kind of curve out and everything. That was probably too many feathers. But I learned a lot from ordering that many feathers. The first thing I learned is that a pound of little tiny feathers goes a lot farther than a pound of big feathers. A pound was probably the right amount to order for those big feathers, but not for the little ones. So, if you're not sure how many feathers to order, please do yourself a favor and order too many. It's gonna be expensive no matter how many you order. So if you're unsure if you should get half a pound or a whole pound, just get a whole pound. It's so much better to have too many feathers. It's such a relief to have too many feathers rather than to see the pile slowly dwindling. Okay, so that's my feather spiel. And if you got this far, I really applaud you, because this is information that I'm pretty sure that you need to know if you've never made wings before. It's stuff that I wish I had known before I started making my wings, and that's why I'm telling it to you. So, I'm going to stop talking and post this and get working on the next segment of the tutorials, which is taking those feathers and putting them on the wings, and I'm sure that that's what a lot of people are interested in. So I'll get to that, and I'll talk to you guys later.